I think it's a true testament to the impact that Ray has had on the fire service. Not only with the Northern Fire Protection District, but his entire career. So, and we thank him for that. We honor it. And we do have a few things we'd like to present to Ray. I personally would like to thank him. Ray has served every position here at the fire district, including acting chief when I came on. Ray took over during a time of transition, did an absolute wonderful job for the court over the course of a year. And I'd like to thank him tremendously because he's helped me in that first 6 months. I didn't know how to wear the hat, and Ray kind of helped me along there, and I learned a lot from him. Ray, as you know, likes to think about things. And Ray, he taught me some unique aspects of the fire service, where you gather information, then you go and you gather more information, then you would then go out and gather more information, and then you think about it, and then you come up with some viable options, then you gather more information, and then you analyze it a little bit more, and then you make a decision. And I'd like to thank you for showing me how to work a fire alarm. It was great. Ray, it's been a privilege. A lot easier than that. It's a piece of wood. Glasses, so Mike's going to read it.
Presented to Battalion Chief Ray King, your 24 years of service, dedication, and innovation initiatives have provided long-lasting benefits that will be realized for years to come. The men and women of the Northern Fire Protection District are eternally grateful for your service.
Thank you very much.
We were Ray's command staff when he was our chief, so we want to present this to him.
Thank you very much. I guess I'm the old guy that's going to say some words. I was a training officer when Ray came on. Ray already had experience in various departments. And right away I knew Ray was a very kind-hearted person because of the way he put up with some of the guys that worked here. And over the years, as the chief said, Ray is a very methodical thinker, always thought stuff through, and he was very serious about hazmat. A little story. I get a call about midnight, multi-story, multi-family, a lot of people burning eyes, hard time breathing, some kind of a chemical leak or something. So we go out there, I'm in command, we bring out the hazmat gurus, and we bring out the hazmat squad, and pull out the SUV 6000, multi-gas, expensive meter, trying to figure out what this was. We ventilated the building, took care of the patients. So I take a walk through with Ray after we got it vented, and I got a safety pop. So I'm in the mouth, we're looking around, and I'm pulling this out, putting it in, pulling it out. My lips start going numb. And I recognized it right away as pepper spray. So I'm sitting there, I go, I know what it is, Ray. He kind of looks at me with that look. I said, it's pepper spray. He says, how do you know? I said, because my lips are numb from the... And the look on his face was like, the guy, the picture with the tanker, So needless to say, the next day, Ray had a bunch of safety pods with little stickers on them that says, pepper spray detector.
I got a couple things with Ray. 24 years here with Ray. I was fortunate enough to have an experience with Ray longer than 24 years. Back where Ray is from, most of you may or may not know that he was from Roberts Park Fire Protection District. And then subsequently went into Oak Lawn Fire Department. I, being a Burbank guy that I was, came through the Evergreen Burbank area, and I had a fortunate a lot of time to work with Ray on fires and whatnot. And I really didn't know what kind of guy Ray was till I got here 24 years ago. He was a very good fireman back in the day, And Ray came through a way he's again, we know he's a very analytical kind of thinking guy. He takes his time at what he does well. Make a long story short, I will always remember Ray for when I operate in the field and all the experience that I've had with him is that no matter what fire I was on or what I was doing out in the street, when Ray would walk up and I'd be running a fire or whatever, Ray would come in and he would come in with a whole different game plan or a whole different thought process to make you think other than what was really going on. He always threw you a right curve, but it was a good curve. It was like, oh, I didn't think of this, and that, but Ray had an additive to a fire ground that is sorely needed today. He makes you think. And I always remember that about Ray, is that when Ray came out any of my fire grounds at all, and when he would talk to me, he always made me think something outside the box a little bit. But it was very important to Ray. You better have your helmet on, you better have your eye protection, things like that, but he would always make me think about something else in the bigger picture. And then the last thing is, we went through so much in the change here, and I don't think everybody realizes just how much work this guy put in during the changing times at Warland Fire. We are a much better organization today because this guy took a hard beating for a year. It's true. It's the truth, let's face it. So, again, I'm going to miss you too, but I thank you for what you did here. So.
Thanks, Nick. Thank you. There's a photo sickness that Mike has. Evidence, I'm sure, is a lot more he didn't use.
Here it is. Let's see.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. We always knew there was a second life.
Can I see these later? I'm not watching now.
So I'm going to tell you a hazmat story about this.
I can't watch right now. I'm waiting for the story. I'm riveted. I'm riveted by your story. I can't watch. See, I thought you weren't looking.
You know how long it took me to...
I can only imagine how much time Stephanie put on
A lifetime of falling
this.
right
Stephanie in the room or not? Thank you very much for all the work. I know you did it. I know Mike operates a computer with a hammer, so I know you had to operate it.
A pickup truck leaking some substance on a side street, and I'm on truck one, and we get there, and Ray came. So Ray stops us about a block and a half away. He tells us, get out, get your pike pole, put that, what do you call that thing?
Flapper thing.
The thing on the end of it.
Indian stick. I see you pay attention so well. Years later.
Yeah. I want you guys breathe in air. I want you to go down there. I want you to check this out to see if it's something bad. So myself and Ray Marquardt get our gear on, we get our air pack on, put it on, we're breathing air, we're walking down the middle of the street with our stick and our meters. We get up to the pickup truck that's leaking. Here comes a 5-year-old kid on a bicycle. Comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder, and goes, "Mr. Fireman, what's going on?" Don't you remember?
Oh yeah, I remember that, yeah.
That's apparently nothing. But that was right. Anyways.
You're still here.
I am.
Okay.
So, oh, yeah. I've known Ray for 24 years. I deeply respect Ray and everything he's done. He's an expert at hazmat, homeland security. When I was chief at Homer, I always called Ray if we had an incident. I had him on my phone. I was always calling him, and he was always available to give us advice. Now Ray is a hazmat tech. He's a hazmat specialist, but he always wanted to be a TRT guy. From the time I first met him,
You got pictures of that?
he'd say, "Hey Mike, can you help me get in the TRT?" I said, "I don't know, Ray. We already got 10 guys, and you're doing good where you're at." But we were interested to find out that Ray secretly spied for OSHA. We were doing a class, and we contracted a company to come in and teach us OSHA standards. And we found out that Ray testified in front of Congress about
Want
OSHA
to tell a
stuff.
real story?
No, the story. But the bottom line is, for 24 years, I've greatly respected this man. And it's going to be tough to see him go. I learned a lot, especially when he was chief. He treated everybody fairly. He, like Nick said, he went through probably the toughest time in this organization. And he kept the professionalism at the top. And it was extremely tough times. A lot of things were happening, and Ray led us through it. And like Nick said, and I'm speaking for all the chiefs, we can't thank him enough for doing that. Because he stepped up when the district needed him. Nobody else took that step forward, and Ray said, I'm doing it. Because he loves his job, he loves his community. And we'll be forever thankful, and I'm going to miss you, brother.
Thank you very much.
To come and say thanks. Not very many politicians get to come and say thanks to their first responders. I think our communities, especially in the south suburbs, take pride in what we have here in Orland Park. We probably have one of the fastest response times across the state of Illinois. And I do remember those tough times that you went through as the chief. And they weren't easy, and change isn't easy. And but without your leadership, we wouldn't be where we are today as Orland Township and as a region. When I represent 20 towns and close to 250,000 people. And people, when they talk about a standard of excellence in firefighting, they talk about Orland Fire. Some people compare them to the New York Fire Department. That's how good they are. But I just want to say thank you. I remember when you were the chief. I remember you respond to different calls in Orland Hills and throughout our community. And it's very rare for a state senator to ever come out to a chief retirement, but I can tell you this. I'm forever thankful for what you do for our community. You make it a place where people want to come and live and raise a family and get a job. And so today, I know it's not much, but I know you're going to retire, and old soldiers don't retire, they just sort of fade away. But I know that you're a young guy, and we expect you to continue to be involved in our state and in hazmat. And I know that 30 years from now, we'll still hear Ray K. He's going to be the hazmat guy of Illinois. I know that already. So on behalf of the Illinois Senate, a certificate of recognition, sir, for your dedication and service to our community on behalf of our state of Illinois, we are forever grateful. Thank you very much.
The Senior Advisory Council would like to give you the certificate of appreciation. Thank you for sharing your passion and vision with the Orland Fire Protection District Senior Advisory Council for the Community Care Program, helping to educate us, and for being supportive of our efforts. We want to thank you so much for helping us. And this is signed by, some people were not able to be here, but they're there, in Hart, Rosemary, Joe Glider, Grace Fiorenza, Janice Pierhall, Monty Pritza, Pete Stanches, Carol Teets, Rosemary Ely, and myself, Diana Husband. Thank you. And we have some of
your guidance and your wisdom over the years, especially as I transitioned in with my promotion into administration. You were definitely a big help to me in guidance and talking about some things and different solutions. You were definitely an objective soul to bounce some things off. So I appreciate that and wanted to thank you for that. And over the years, all of the help with hazmat incidents. So definitely a few phone calls back and forth. Hey Ray, I got this. What do you think? So no, I appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck to you, and my best to you as your retirement.
Thanks. So I guess what I want to say is this. Well, I thank the district for a tremendous send-off. This far exceeds anything I ever expected. I'm honored that all of you have chosen to come today. Spend time. I've had a good career. I'm proud of what I've done. I want to say most of all, thanks to my family. Missed a lot of meals, I missed a lot of birthdays, I missed things. most of all my wife, Catherine. She's been my nurse at times, my counselor, most of all my friend, and my love. Thank you. So thanks for the opportunity to be here. And most of all, as I tried to share, as I communicated as I was leaving, I'm very thankful for all the cooperation and help, the people I got to work with. I truly believe we stand on the shoulders that those that came before us, and that I left the place a little better than for the next guy. I'm not saying it was bad, not at all. I was able to stand on those shoulders, I was able to progress, move forward. And that's the challenge I share with everybody here today. Keep going with that, keep that thing going. So thank you all very much for coming. I want to say one thing about time. Of all the things you have in life, you can earn more money, you can get more stuff. But time is yours. You can't make it, you can't give it away. It's yours. You've chosen to come here today and spend time with me. That means a lot. I appreciate that very, very deeply. So keep in mind this idea of time and how you spend your time and who you give it to and who you receive it from. It means a lot. Thank you all very much for such a wonderful send-off. I appreciate all the kind words and the funny pictures. Thank you very much.